Good morning, Eastwood Primary School. Today I'm going to record for you a science experiment, and I might be doing a few science experiments over the course of the next few weeks. And I thought to myself, what kind of science experiment should I start with? And I looked out of the window and I saw that it was a bright sunny day, there wasn't any clouds in the sky, and I thought this is the perfect science experiment to show you. And what I'm going to show you today is how to make a sundial. As I said, to do this experiment you need a bright sunny day, really a day with no clouds in the sky whatsoever. And it works perfectly because if you were at school, it'd be very hard to make this because you'd be starting school at 9, leaving school at 3, and you'd be having things during the day. So it'd be very difficult to do this experiment because this experiment takes the whole day to do. So it's perfect to do at home. And to do it, you're going to need a few things. You need an outdoor space. So ideally you need a garden, or maybe out on your front porch. And to do it, you're going to need yourself either a pencil and some blue tack, or ideally a nice garden stick if you've got a garden. Now I started this experiment earlier, and I'm going to show you what I did. But first of all, I'm going to tell you kind of how sundials work. Now sundials were invented a long time ago, 1,500 years before Jesus was born, 1,500 years BC. The first sundial was found in the Valley of the Kings in Egypt. They're very old, and they're the first ways of showing what the time is. And the way they work is that you have something in the ground or something that's on a platform, and as the sun appears to move across the sky, the shadows change, and that shows you what the time is. Now to show you how the science actually works, I've got a little ball, and you don't need this, and I've got some blue tack on the ball, and the ball represents the earth, and this little man, this Lego figure, I think it's Donald Duck, he kind of represents us, and I've got this which kind of represents the sun. Okay, now if you can imagine, Donald Duck is facing this way, so that's where he's pointing at the moment, he's facing, and at the moment the earth rotates on an axis every day, it spins around, and that whole rotation all the way around one day is 24 hours. So from it starting from here and spinning all the round once, that's 24 hours. Now the sun points this way, and I'm going to sit down here to show you. And at the moment Donald Duck is facing this way. You can't see the sun because the sun's over here and it's pointing this way, and this would be night time. There'd be no shadows because he can't see anything, it's dark. And as the sun, as the earth turns and rotates, look, you can just about see the sun coming up, and there we go, we've got the sunrise. And as it turns a bit more, you can see more and more of the sun. Now look, he's looking directly at the sun, which you shouldn't do, but he's looking directly at the sun, and that's midday, that's 12 o'clock. And as he continues to turn, he's seeing less and less of the sun, and now we're at sunset, so you can barely see the sun, and now we're coming back to night time again. Can't see the sun at all. And this is how a sundial kind of works. And it looks like the sun's moving across the sky. It's not, it's us moving across the sky, but it appears that the sun is. So I want to show you how you do it. You don't need the ball and the Lego figure and the bucket to do this. Now I came out earlier on into my garden, and I did this at 7 o'clock because that's kind of when the sun normally rises from the sky. It's kind of the time you want to come out. And I started this experiment already, and I'm going to show you what you do. It's really, really simple. You need 12 stones. Now if you haven't got 12 stones, you could get 12 pieces of cardboard or 12 pieces of paper, that'd be fine. Now I started already, and I came out into the garden, or as I said, you could get a piece of blue tack, you could get yourself a pencil, you could go out on your front porch, outside your house, and just put it down on the concrete and leave it there. Now if you haven't got that and you've got a garden, this is what I did. I came out to the garden, got my pencil, and this is where I made it originally, got my pencil, and I just made a little hole in the garden like that, pushed it down, and I've got my stick, push my stick down into the ground, and that's going to be the top of my sundial for the day. And I came out here at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I put in my first stone. And if you have a look, I'm going to zoom in, you'll see the sun is up here, and it's creating a shadow along here. Okay. Now I came out at 7 o'clock in the morning, and the shadow was pointing along here. So what I did is I got my stone, and I wrote 7 AM on my stone, and I came out at 7 o'clock in the morning exactly, and I put my stone down where the shadow was. I I wrote 7 a.m. on it, and I went back indoors. I then came out an hour later and done the same thing. It was 8 a.m. I wrote 8 a.m. on my stone. I saw where the shadow was and I put it on it. Now at the moment, it's actually about 9:30. It's up nearly, sorry, it's about 8:30. It's come up to 9 o'clock. And when it's 9 o'clock, I'm going to come out and I'm going to write 9 a.m. on my stone. I'm going to come out, I'm going to look where my shadow is pointing, and I'm going to put it on my shadow there. Now, it's not actually 9 a.m. at the moment, it's nearly 9, but I'm just going to show you. And what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to come out on the hour, every hour, until the sun goes down. So you need to come out at 7 a.m, 8 a.m, 9 a.m, 10 a.m, 11 a.m, 12 a.m, 1 a.m, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At that point you might find it quite difficult because the sun may be so low down and you may have so many buildings that it'll be difficult to see a shadow. And once you've got that, then you've got your sundial set up, and you can test your sundial the next day, so when you wake up you can come out during the day and you can see where the shadow's pointing. And for example, if we come back to my shadow, we looked at it another day, come a little bit closer, let's say my stone was there the next day, and there's 8 a.m. and there's 9 a.m. and my shadow's in between, what time would it be? It would be 8:30 in the morning. I hope you enjoyed that science experiment. I'm going to do another one another time, and you can come back and try that experiment at home.